Last Thursday's debate between President Donald Trump and Joe Biden marks the start of a finish line for the 2020 elections. However, the recent revelations from Hunter Biden's laptop has cast serious doubts whether Joe Biden is eligible to serve as the president, revealing corruption to the Communist Chinese and Russia. Joining me now to talk about all this and how Polish Americans are going to vote in the upcoming elections is Eva Neterowicz, National Board Member of Polish Americans for Trump. This is Ivan Belostenko, and it's Against ITV. Welcome back. This is Against ITV. I'm Ivan Belostenko. With me we have Eva Neterowicz, National Board Member of Polish Americans for Trump. Thank you for joining us, Eva.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate being on your show.
It's a great pleasure and an honor to have you with us. So let's start with the recent remarks that Joe Biden had about Polish Americans. First off, the recent comment from the ABC town hall about Poland being similar compared to the Belarusian regime of Lukashenko, saying it's a dictatorial regime also here in Poland, and also the not so recent remarks that came up after the New York Times editorial meeting at December last year, where Joe Biden said that Poles are not as intelligent and he rather hang around more intelligent folks. So let's go ahead and play these clips for our viewers and listeners, and then we'll come back for your comments, Eva.
NATO is on the risk of beginning to crack because they doubt our concern whether we're there. You see what's happening in everything from Belarus to Poland to Hungary, and the rise of totalitarian regimes in the world. Well, look what's happened. Look what started to seep in, beginning in probably even with candidates even during our administration. We stopped showing up at the Polish American Club. We stopped showing up, and we all went to you, the really smart people.
We all went to you, the really smart people, and stopped showing up at the Polish American Club. Eva, please tell us, how did the Polish Americans and you personally react to these claims and these statements?
Yes. So, both the Polish and the Hungarian community are going to be very surprised to be mentioned in the same sentence as Belarus and totalitarian regimes. Poland and Hungary, that are both NATO and EU states, alongside Belarus, which is a country allied to Russia, is reminiscent of Gerald Ford's enormous mistake during a presidential debate with Jimmy Carter in 1976. I think every Polish American will remember that U.S. President Ford asserted that the countries of Central Europe were not under Soviet domination and were independent states. And now we have another possible president who thinks that Poland is a totalitarian regime. Now, we are not expecting people to have an encyclopedic knowledge of the history of Poland, but we do expect a candidate for President of the United States to have a simple, correct knowledge of the kind of government Poland has. The statement about Belarus, it's very shocking because it shows basic ignorance. How can we expect a Joe Biden presidency to be favorable to Poland and Polish Americans if he doesn't even know what kind of government Poland has? Now, on his second comment, Joe Biden was basically saying that he was told to walk away from events at a Polish club because Polish Americans are not among the really smart people. That's a quote, really smart people, unquote. This is absurd. Polish Americans have made so many contributions to the progress of the world, and I, for one, am very tired of Poles being portrayed as stupid. It is a completely ignorant remark by Joe Biden.
Moving forward, how did you like yesterday's debate? Do you think it was fair compared to the previous ones? And who, in your opinion, won this debate? And why is it Donald J. Trump?
Well, of course, I think that President Trump won the debate. I think there were two shocking things that people should remember. One of them is the fact that Joe Biden wants to eliminate the oil industry. He wants the free Green Deal, meaning eliminate in other words, eliminate the oil and gas industry. This is very, very important. He wants to break down buildings, put in tiny, tiny windows, destroy that economy in favor of the Green New Deal. So that was one shocking thing. Our workers that are working in the oil and gas industry should take notice that that is what he plans to do.
You mentioned the Green New Deal and Joe Biden's denial that he ever said that he's going to abandon fossil fuels and fracking. President Donald Trump has showed on his YouTube video, as requested per the former Vice President Joe Biden, evidence that he's going to abandon fracking and abandon fossil fuels. Let's go ahead and play this short clip for our viewers and come back with the rest of the questions.
I have never said I oppose fracking.
You said it on tape.
I did. Show the tape. Put it on your website.
I'll put it on.
Would there be any place for fossil fuels, including coal and fracking, in a Biden administration?
No, we would work it out. We would make sure it's eliminated.
What about, say, stopping fracking and stopping new pipeline infrastructure?
Exactly. No new fracking. You got to transition away from it. Look, you're going to ban fracking all across America right now, right?
I would love to.
Yeah, I'd love to too. I'd love to make sure we can't use any oil or gas, period. Look in my eyes. I guarantee you, we're going to end fossil fuel. We are going to get rid of fossil fuel.
Would you close down the oil?
By the way, I would transition from the oil industry, yes.
Oh,
I would
that's
transition.
A big statement.
It is a big statement.
That's a
because
big statement.
I would stop.
Why would you do that?
Because the oil industry pollutes significantly.
I see.
Here's the deal. But
That's
you
a
can't
big
do that.
statement.
Well, if you let me finish the statement, because it has to be replaced by renewable energy over time. And I'd stop giving to the oil industry. I'd stop giving them federal subsidies. He won't give federal subsidies to the gas. To solar and wind.
Yeah.
Why are we giving it to oil industry?
We actually do give
right.
it to solar and wind.
We
and
have
that's
one
maybe the
final
biggest
question.
statement in terms of business. That's the biggest statement.
Okay.
Because
We have
basically
one
what he's
final
saying
question,
is he is
Mr.
going to
President.
destroy the oil industry. Will you remember that, Texas? Will you remember that, Pennsylvania, Oklahoma?
Second of all, and this is very important, I think, is the New York Post's article about his son, Hunter Biden. Unfortunately, Hunter Biden by himself was never a very successful person, but when Joe Biden became vice president, he and Joe Biden's brothers made millions of dollars in Ukraine, in China, and now they have captured an actual laptop which has information in it that even Joe Biden was involved. That kind of thing also shows very, very poor judgment, because the Vice President of the United States should not be put in any position of conflict of interest. And not only was it conflict of interest, but it was millions of dollars that his son made with basically no experience. I think with the Burisma job that he had, I think he was paid $183,000 a month. So this is a very, very shady dealings on his part.
I don't make money from China. You do. I don't make money from Ukraine. You do. I don't make money from Russia. You made $3.5 million, Joe, and your son gave you. They even have a statement that we have to give 10% to the big man. You're the big man, I think. I don't know. Maybe you're not, but you're the big man, I think. Your son said we have to give 10% to the big man. Joe, what's that all about? It's terrible.
Yeah, so just on that note, you mentioned the laptop from Hunter Biden, Joe Biden's son, that shows clear evidence of corruptions, governmental corruptions on the highest level, taking money from communist China and Russia and Russian sympathizers in Ukraine in exchange for his political influence. Do you think he will be prosecuted before the elections? How is it possible that he's still running for the presidency?
Well, if it was any of President Trump's children, they'd be already prosecuted. They'd already be in deep trouble. But in this case, I don't think anything is going to happen between now and the election. We're only a few days away from the election. But our Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson put together a tremendous report that has been out. The latest information is about this laptop, but in terms of timing, I doubt that there's going to be any prosecution between now and the election due to the short time frame.
Why, in your opinion, the upcoming elections are so important? Some say even the most important elections in the U.S. history.
I think it is absolutely the most important election in U.S. history. The comparison between President Trump and Joe Biden is night and day. President Trump has accomplished more in 47 months than Joe Biden has in 47 years. And Joe Biden is the Trojan horse of the extreme liberal left. He's going to usher in unlimited benefits for illegal immigrants. He's going to tear down borders. He's going to eliminate gas-powered cars and airplanes. And as I said before, he mentioned he's going to be tearing down perfectly good buildings in favor of high-priced green initiatives. And all of these wacko ideas are going to cost us not billions, but trillions of dollars. And furthermore, under his hand, he will favor the burning and the destruction of our businesses and our homes by so-called peaceful protesters over law-abiding citizens and law enforcement. Joe Biden doesn't have a single endorsement of any law enforcement organization in the United States. And the person that he chose as his running mate, Kamala Harris, has an even worse record. And the scary part here is, as we are all watching Joe Biden, we are looking at an older, frail man. And what scares me is if he gets sick, if he has a stroke or a heart attack, we have a draconian left-wing radical prosecutor that's going to be taking over the American presidency. She advocated for the elimination of private health plans. She threatened to put parents in jail if their children are truant, and encouraged people to donate to what is called the Minnesota Freedom Fund, which bailed rapists, assaulters, and murderers out of jail. She is an extremely scary possibility if there was a Biden-Harris presidency, because she is there lurking and waiting to take over and bring in socialism.
Trick or treat! What do we have here?
Spooky, 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 and creepy. It's creepy Uncle Joe.
Oh, it's funny. It's Joe.
Come on, man. Candy's for the kids.
Maybe he forgot.
Wait a minute. You look familiar. Who are you?
Are we gonna let her get away with this?
She took everything.
So Eva, tell me, just to finish here, why, in your opinion, just give us sort of a brief statement, why should Polish Americans in U.S. Vote for President Donald Trump?
Well, President Donald Trump continues to deliver results to Polish Americans. He has pro-growth, he has pro-America policies. The Paycheck Protection Program that he instituted protects jobs by providing more than $1 billion worth of loans to businesses, many of which are Polish American businesses. He has pro-growth tax policies, deregulation, things that are going to build the economy. He's also been very consistent in doing things for the benefit of Poland. So, for example, a very important issue to Polish Americans is the Poland visa waiver program. This is a program that he instituted himself. So we have he has committed to a strong security relationship with the United States. He's committed to energy security. These have been promises that have been fulfilled by President Trump. And need to be kept in place. And we worry what would happen with a Joe Biden presidency, a guy that doesn't even know what the government of Poland is, that calls the Polish people not very smart. So we have this lurking possibility of what would happen with Joe Biden and his statements.
Finally, Eva, what's your message to Polish Americans? What they should do in these upcoming elections?
Well, I think it's very, very critical that we vote for Donald J. Trump. He really has been a miraculous president. He is a doer. He is an accomplisher. He has handled one matter after another, after another, after another. He loves Poland. He loves Poles. And we are very, very secure. Poland can be very, very secure in its relationship with the United States with Donald Trump as president.
Well, Eva, thank you very much for this time, for joining us. We, of course, here, as most people know and maybe noticed, support President Donald Trump. This is our latest issue of our magazine. On the backside, we have this fellow here that have funded the pandemic that we all suffering from. So if you guys want, if you don't want this, vote for this, basically. I think that's the best way to put it. So thank you very much, Eva Neterowicz, for being with us, the National Board member of Polish Americans for Trump. We, from our side, will do our best to support you guys over there, the Polish diaspora, and we hope that these elections will bring us more Trump and less Biden.
Very good. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate the call.
Thank you, and God bless. This is Ivan Belastenko for Against TV. Thank you for watching.